Awesome.
Welcome back to Power Up with Pride, everybody. How's it going, Hex?
Pretty good. We're about to play some stuff. This is the future. We've got the games of the future because this is Virtual Boy Wario Land. Now,
Wow, it's just like how I imagined it.
yeah. Anyway, so we had a bid war for this game. You see, this Virtual Boy. Oh, something's going on. Oh, I'm dropping some serious frames.
Oh no.
Okay, that should be resolved now. I hope. Yeah, no, it's me. It seems to have stopped. Anyway,
Yep, you're all good.
good thing that happened before the run. Anyway, so this Virtual Boy, it is a real Virtual Boy, not an emulator. It is modified to, so it is modified for video out, and one of the side effects is that we can change the color of the video out. So we had a bid war for what color we want the game to be. So, Ariel, who won that bid war?
Let me get the most recent numbers on that. The color is going to be green. Purple got beat out just at the last minute, but not by cyan, but by green with $11.
All right, we're
Thank
going to be
you for
playing.
your generous donations.
Yes, and keep those coming in because they go to a good place. So, yeah, this is Wario Land for the Virtual Boy. If you thought there were 4 Wario Land games, you're wrong. This is number 5. I'm going to give a countdown, and then we are going to get going. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Woo!
So right off the bat, there was a little trick there. I needed to mash through some opening cutscenes, which you never got to see. And if you mash too fast, you actually wind up opening the pause menu, which takes it's a really slow pause menu. It takes like 5 seconds to open and close. So that's bad. Anyway, this is a pretty standard Wario Land game as far as you go. You got your dash, you got your jump, and you got your various upgrades. And every level has a key in it that you have to get. And then you have to get to the exit. And we actually just did a little skip there, just like that. See, you're supposed to enter the background because, ooh, 3D. And get to the exit that way. But, and get to that way. But with the Horned Helm, which is the power-up I have right now, you can actually dash further than normal. And you can completely skip that background segment, which is good because, A, the background you actually move slower in. And B, it takes time to transition to the background, so that's also losing time. Unfortunately, in this level, there is no such skip, so we're going to have to go through this pipe, which will lead us to the background. I'm going to jump on top of this. Okay, I'll jump through that question mark block, hit here. There's the key. So, there's 14 levels in this game. This is level 2. Right here, you can save a little time by a perfect landing. Anyway, I love how Wario just slams those keys in. There's also a very specific timing to going up the elevator. If I dash into the elevator, which is faster, I have to get up very fast or I'll bounce off the wall. Anyway, this level is very hard, so let's be careful here. So this level's one of the worst places in the run to get hit. So I'm gonna try very hard not to get hit. Especially when you have to play chicken with these. These things only hurt while their mouths are open. If their mouths are closed, you can just swim on through them. So you do have to wait for the first few there. Another thing about movement underwater is that you have to if you mash the A button, you actually move faster because you move faster while rising. Anyway, good test your mashing is seeing how many of those question mark blocks you open on the way to get your key. None of this stuff matters. Hearts get you more lives. Coin is for a better ending, but I can promise you we won't get the second worst ending with how few coins we're gonna get. So, there we go, done with underwater. The reason I wanted to not get hit in that level is if you remember that black block I broke, you can only break that as Horntail Wario or Dragon Wario. So I would have had to do a big loop around the water earlier to accommodate for missing that. So here we have our first boss, but before each boss, there's a mini-boss. The mini-boss is always this thing. This variant just launches itself at you. We actually want to stand as close to it as possible without donking off. That's just because it takes less time to go back to its home if you do that. Anyway, so here's our first boss. Now you're supposed to run left and right to dodge this chain ball, but that would be slow. So we're gonna jump over it each time so that we never lose our perfect position that the game starts us in. This timing when you're learning the game can be a little tricky, but it's super, super consistent, so you'll eventually get a handle for the pattern if you pick it up. Losing power up here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but it's still faster not to, so we're going to deal with it. Now, I'm being very careful with the timing of my jump because I need to jump when the spike ball isn't immediately above its head. One thing to note about this run is that you can see me being very careful with power-ups. This is one of those games where, like, you just need to get good at not getting hit, because losing a power-up in a lot of spots is dangerous. Anyway, so that's that boss. I ground pound there to see if I can get a really difficult glitch that doesn't actually do anything, where it'll mistime the sound effects. Anyway, now we're gonna play our Between Levels little game. So I don't know if you all know this, but Wario's key gimmick is that he hates money a lot. He wants all the coins that fade go to Power Up with Pride, so he doesn't want to deal with picking them up, because that would be greedy. So we're gonna try to dodge as many coins as possible in those little coin falling mini games. If you're wondering, no, dodging the coins does not actually, or hitting a coin doesn't actually lose you time. But why not play the coin dodging minigame? Because I find it more fun than the coin grabbing minigame. Taking a hit there is actually fine. It doesn't matter, because we're about to get a different power-up anyway. And climbing the ladders isn't faster as Big Wario, so if I happen to take a hit there, it's not a big deal. Anyway, we now have the flight cap, and the flight cap is our best friend. And it's not hard to not lose your flight cap in this room, but if you do manage to lose it here, it's actually a 2-minute time loss. So we're gonna play very careful with this harpoon, because you can get around before it's thrown, but let's not. So the flight cap has a little gimmick to the flight cap is it actually, if you dash, you can jump again afterwards, so long as you don't hold the A button. So that allows you to basically skip a lot of the things the game wants you to do. So there, you're supposed to fall down and go back around the level. But if you keep the flight cap, you can skip all of that. So there's a lot of little things you can do with the flight cap. So here's our other sort of underwater level. I guess it's not really an underwater level, but it is our second water level. Anyway, so we're just going to be dashing through. So you need to mash A to get up this waterfall. We're going to be using the Eagle Cap to skip as much dashing as possible. That's just because it's faster. And also better on my hands, because you have to mash real fast on that waterfall. So we're just going to take a quick break to grab the key. Now, if you hadn't noticed, you can actually grab keys from, you can open question mark blocks either by dashing into them, or by just hitting them from below. So it's faster to dash into that one than it is to hit from below. Now, this little maneuver is a little tricky, got it. You just want to be able to go up instead of down and around. Going up is faster. So then we mash. Go through this pipe. Then we get to play with water currents. Now we want to aim these water currents so that we don't end up kind of on the side of that wall, because you have to mash for quite some time to get around it. Same deal with this room, exact same gimmick. This one's actually easier if you're trying to do it fast and know what's coming. And in we go, to the end of that water level. So now we have the sand level, and the sand level is not our fault. This is just a really challenging level, and it unfortunately makes us pick up something that we really don't want to pick up. So, first here is the skip. Now, this skip is tough, and I got it. Even if you fail that skip, it's still faster than not attempting it. But basically, you're supposed to ride these tornadoes around underneath, but you can just jump over them, and you'll be fine. So, in we go this way. That Kaizo block there is a pain. So now we're gonna go grab this key. And because we're big and behind this thing, it can't actually hurt us, even if it unpuffs. Now we have to pick up the dragon hat, and the dragon hat is unfortunate because we don't have a dash with the dragon hat, meaning it sucks. But we're gonna hold it for a little bit. And we're going to use it to fly over the next room before taking an intentional hit at the end of it. It's better than any other options we have here. So I'm going to purposely take a hit there. And then going to go through here. I'm going to grab a regular helm here. Get our mini dash. Not the big dash, but it's still pretty good. Better than nothing. We can get another dash in the next level. But now we get this thing again. So this one now shoots a few missiles beforehand. We want to duck while the missiles are shooting because the missiles will actually go to your height. And if you're standing upright, then the thing has to rise to match your height. Like that. And it's a little slower. Totally did it once to show you what it looked like, and not because that was a mistake. I don't make mistakes. I'm literally perfect. Anyway, time for this boss. This boss is actually pretty easy once you know the gimmick, but the gimmick can be challenging to figure out if you're playing this for the first time. So the boss will make a noise. And then come down after Wario. Then the boss will face where Wario ran to. And then you get to donk the boss on the head. If you're standing in front of where the boss is, then the boss will see you and turn to hit Wario, so you need to make sure to hit it from the other side. So we're just gotta do this 3 times. And done. Now you may be wondering why I hit those 3 specific blocks. That's because it's my strat for not picking up any coins here. See, if you stand in a middle hole between 2 holes, there are very few ways coins can land on you. There's only 2 specific spots they can land on where they'll bounce to hit Wario. Yes, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this thing that doesn't matter. Anyway, you'd think standing down here wouldn't kill you, but would kill you, but it doesn't. It's just sand.
It's just sand. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's no munchers on the bottom. So that takes care of our second boss. So now we get to play the randomness game. This level has a bunch of RNG in it. It's the only part of the game that has RNG in it, so... ooh, that's good RNG. Basically, when these melons spawn, is random, and we need to play... There's 2 little puzzles here where we have to time a melon drop to get past these watermelons. You actually only have to do the first 2. The third is for, like, an optional treasure. So, we're gonna get a new eagle cap. Ooh, perfect RNG. That's really lucky. And that's the end of RNG in the run. Unless I missed this melon shot, which I really shouldn't. I didn't. I didn't. You know how things go. You say, yeah, this part's easy, and that's a guarantee you will mess it up, but not this time. Anyway, anyway, we're not going to play the third melon game because we don't need treasures. Wario doesn't like money. We've gone over this. Why would Wario want some like, valuable treasures? Wario's a humanitarian. So here we have our, you know, our obligatory ghost house level. And this level is actually kind of funny in a way. Because it may look like I'm trying to be fast. But for most of this level, only two things matter for my time: how many screen transitions I take, and how many and if I get hit, are the only two things that can lose me time here. And I'll explain why in a bit. Like, for example, I could do this boss a little. Oops. Well, it doesn't matter. So you can skip this cutscene where the door opens, but it doesn't matter. I'm actually a little nervous with how that boss went, but that's okay. Probably. Yeah, I'll be fine. So I'll explain it because I'm not going to be standing around for 15 seconds because of that mistake. So the key to this room is the most obnoxious key in the game. It only appears at the 1 minute mark on the timer, and it drops out of this clock here. So no matter so long as you get here before a minute passes, you're good. Now the timer doesn't advance when you're picking up power-ups, when you're getting hurt, or when you're going through screen transitions. So the only thing that matters is minimizing those. Now, if you're running for IGT, which no one does, even that doesn't matter because the in-game timer doesn't advance during those. So that's the ghost house. That last bit really determines how well you did in the ghost house, just on its own. So here we have the most terrifying level in the game. You get these little pancake flippers. And you need to dash over them like that if you want to do it fast, and they are scary. Not to mention that if I don't get out of here with my with my eagle cap, there is a replacement eagle cap at the midway point of this level, but if I don't get out of here with my eagle cap, I don't have an eagle cap anymore, and that can really stink for some of the stuff. So here's... Okay, so this room is the one where you're likely to take a hit. So this is Scary Room. I'm just gonna play it safe because it's a marathon and wait for the fans to stop. You can get around the fans, but let's play it safe. So we're also gonna wait for this thing to turn around, same deal. Alright, we made it through Scary Room. Hat intact. But that's not out. We're not out of the woods yet. There's still plenty of terrifying places. The run gets really scary at this point. Okay, so this room is a bit weird. So these things come and hit the floor from under you. And, they kind of stun you, and that's no good. But if you're doing a dash in the air, it actually doesn't work. So you want to be air dashing there as much as possible. Dash on the ground doesn't work. Dash or jumping without that doesn't work. It's kind of a weird quirk. I think they just forgot. Alright, so this one's almost identical to the last one. Instead of missiles, they have these fire bars, which are allegedly harder to jump over because they're longer, but honestly, I don't feel the difference. Like, you have very floaty jumps in this game, so getting over these is not that challenging. Boom. So then you have this boss. This boss actually has a quick kill, but it's pretty close to frame perfect. And you have to get the frame perfect trick twice or 3 times if you want to if you want to get the quick kill. So I will try, but I don't make promises. So you need to stomp on it, hit the mouse, and if you land on it just right, you can chain hits. It's easier to do in the foreground, so. Nope. I didn't expect to get it. It only saves a few seconds anyway. And that's the fight. Oh no. I'm on a really good pace, but yeah, my stream is dead. What
On
happened?
the bright
It
side,
says it's live, but it's streaming at 0 kilobits a second.
that's fun. On the bright side, Twitch chat is back.
Yeah, my stream won't go back up though. Yeah, stream won't go back up. I'm gonna go live on PUPW 5.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch my stream.
I'm having some tech issues. All right.
Oh
let's-
no! Oh, this is so... Oh yeah, OBS is not happy. Ugh. But oh, that was PB Pace. It's gone.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's 2 we've had this marathon.
Yeah. I think it's more than 2. We've had several.
Oh well,
Oh well.
it's okay. I don't care that much about my PB.
Well, welcome back, chat.
Yeah, chat's back. Oh right, just because my stream is down doesn't mean the
Yeah, we're still live on Twitch.
doesn't mean the audio is.
Yeah, we're still live on Twitch.
All right, I'm
Yes.
I'm up again on a different stream key.
I see it.
Well, welcome back, Twitch chat. I hope you've been enjoying this run. All right, let me
Yeah.
know when I'm good to go again. I'm just standing here.
I think you're.
All right, well,
Yep.
let's go into the final gauntlet of this game. I gotta say, the fact that I'm no longer on PB Pace is gonna make this next bit easier because this is a great place to get nerves because there's 2 very difficult rooms to navigate that if I can do without taking a hit, I get to do a huge 1-minute skip. So I'm just... And I got through the harder part of it. Okay, so we're just gonna play careful. Take out that spike because it can be a jerk.
Oh wow, they go behind as well.
Ah, I fell, but that's okay. That jump is pretty hard, but it's okay. We can still... Never mind. No skip for us. On the plus side, this wouldn't have been a PV. Alright, so we're gonna wait for this, and there's actually a little trick you can do with these pipes hidden here. If you're holding up when you hit them the second time, you actually only have to jump twice instead of 3 times to unlock them. That's good. Okay, so now you get to, That's okay, that doesn't actually matter. I'm gonna unlock a backup hat there just in case. So now we get to go through Terrifying Pendulum Room. Terrifying Pendulum Room is terrifying because the pendulums get absurdly fast. And there's little spike traps at the bottom. But we're through. New Eagle Cap. Okay, so now we're down here. Hello. Hello from the background. Reminder that this is virtual reality. So we get to make a fairly tough jump here.
With the stereoscopic display, I can
Whoops.
really see the depth of this
So we're gonna go through here,
level.
then go down here, and grab the key, and now we get to do the whole now we get to do the level again from the with the key. But fortunately, the covers and stuff are gone, so it's a little easier this time around. Plus, we have a wing cap. I don't really need the wing cap for anything specific from this point on, so if that happens, it's not the end of the world. I will be, this is a marathon, so I will be picking up a safety hat right about here. Hello, Dragon Hat. Oh, I guess there's technically that. Oh, doesn't matter. So now we get to run across here and into the final boss area. So, okay, this boss has never been hard before, but this variant of it is actually a huge pain. Alright, so I took a hit. Not that it's a big deal. This missile will track you everywhere, and it makes moving and hitting the thing very hard, but we got it. I shouldn't need 2 hits for the final boss. Worst case scenario, I die in the final boss, which I shouldn't, and you don't have to redo the mini-boss. Anyway, there's a quick kill here. And the quick kill is very tough because the timing is variant depending on your inputs. I've practiced this. I've probably put about 30 hours into just practicing this quick kill. And I still miss it sometimes. So let's see what we can do. So it works like this. You run to the left, and then when the tail is just about off screen, you have to start walking to the right, and then bang. And you have to do this 4 times. That's 2. That's 3. Time is coming up on the last hit. Ooh, I missed the 4th hit. That's okay, I'll just do it without it. Now the timing for actually doing this boss legitimately is not much easier, I will say. And time. Whew.
Well done.
I think that run was pretty good all in all. Besides stream going down, which was the hardest trick apparently.
There have been some technical. The internet is unhappy this week. Just
It wouldn't be a
little
marathon
rocky.
though. Anyway, so now we see that we've gotten the lowest tier of gotten the lowest rank here. So 819 coins. Although it does look like I got 0 by the way this screen looks. So yeah, thanks for watching Wario Land. Make sure to donate. Wario's certainly taking this bag of money, the selfless charity man that he is, to power up with pride, and so should you with your comically large sacks of money.
It's true. Your comically large sacks of coins, specifically.
Yes.
mail your comically large sacks of coins to P.O. Box.
P.O. Box PayPal.
P.O. Box PayPal. Speaking of donations, I have a few to read. I have an $11 donation that I forgot to read earlier that I should have read as I was talking about the incentives from Fourth Strongest, who says, "Green Mario, Green Wario, Green Wahaha." I've also got $25 from Anonymous, who says, "PUWP FTW." Borman, with $5, says, "Good luck with the event, everyone." Thanks, Borman.
Yo, Borman.
Partyman X donates $25 to say, "What's poppin'?" Thank you so much for your generosity. And speaking of generosity, we've got $100 from Seraph's parents. Seraph's parents say donation goes to Curly Story incentive for Cave Story Plus.
That's a good incentive.
That is a good incentive. And that reminds me, we are currently at. Let me approve all these to make sure that all of everything is all caught up. We're at $310 of 1,000 for Curly Story. So,
So
if
close to that
you
1.5.
meet the incentives, then we get to see the game played with Curly instead of Quote. But it's also an entirely separate story. Go ahead, Hex. Sorry, you were going to say something?
Oh, we're also close to that 1.5k mark. I think we can do that, like, very soon.
I think we can definitely make it up to that 1.5k mark.
And
That is just $27 away. What were you going to say, Hex?
oh, I just said end because it says it on the screen, and I just read things
Oh,
that
yes.
put in front of me.
End.
Oh, hey, I still underestimate totally with that crash.
Hey, there you go.
Totally, that's a real clock.
Yeah. In-game timers
Whoa.
are what all the speedrunners use.
Whoa, colors.
Colors. I have $8.27 from Wario, who says, "Told you I was doing